What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, The Show Off, and I just came across this video. Don't forget to smash that like button. I just came across this video on YouTube of Derrick Jaxn, our favorite life coach, who is on this video. He is actually having a conversation with K. Michelle, and I just want to run the video, and I'll provide commentary throughout the video, but I'm not going to be just breaking it down, but I'm going to run an excerpt from the video. So here you go.
One and only Derrick Jaxn, social media, the man who lays it down and says it so honest that most men are like, I can't stand him. But at the end of the day,
says who?
A lot of guys on your page be like, dude, come on.
Most, though. That's subjective.
Yeah? Why do you think so many guys don't like you?
I think a lot of guys have problems with the things I'm revealing that they need to fix in themselves. So they pissed off at me like I'm the problem. When the real problem is the work that they got to do and the fact that they don't want to do it.
Oh. So,
first of all, the problem that we actually have with you is not admitting to the fact that we're both the problem, men and women. That's the problem that we have. Continue.
This is what K. Michelle said on our show when she was here last week. This is one of the clips. And we're going to allow you to call in Atlanta 404-741-WVEE.
Everything that I've gone through.
So, y'all, this is the point where I think he has an epiphany that, damn, this is what these guys have to deal with. So, going back to what I just said, so pay attention, y'all.
Has been because of lack of self-esteem and men being in the middle.
What do you mean? Like, explain that. Like,
I don't think men are good people.
Wait, you think that now? All men?
I don't think they're good people.
Why not?
The reason for that, and I truly believe that, the reason for that is, like, for men to do things that they consider small in the flesh of, like, cheating, you know that that's going to destroy your partner, but you do it anyway. That's not a mistake. We've watched the same story over and over again.
Yeah.
And just because I'm...
All right, so as if men are the only ones who cheat. This world is different. This world is new. Men aren't the only cheaters in the world. Men never been the only cheaters in the world. Continue.
A woman, I'm supposed to accept your betrayal.
Right.
Because you're taking advantage of my love for you, and I'm supposed to just be the one behind you riding or dying. I'm not dying with nobody. And to see girls come up to me, I'm the girl they come up to all day long crying. They tell me the most disgusting of stories that I couldn't even believe. And a lot of times men, the wrong man, will stunt your growth as a woman. Women could be doctors, lawyers, and everything, but they're in the bed crying over what a man did to them.
I don't believe that, man. I think that's a generalized
Okay,
statement.
what you think?
You think all I'm bad except you?
Not even that. I think just based on what you said, I think your experiences are valid, and I think the things that she was talking about are extremely valid, but in the way that you've internalized it is toxic. It's like, yeah, there are kids in Chicago that are committing crimes, but hypothetically, let's say you have a son or a daughter. That doesn't mean that your son or daughter is a bad person because kids over there are doing wrong, even though those things are actually happening. So I think that's a generalized statement to say all men are bad. I think all men can be better the same way that women can. We could speak to the things that we're doing wrong in terms of holding us accountable. But whenever you say all men are bad, you're almost giving them a pass to continue being bad. And that I'm not for.
I can't give...
Now, let me stop here and say that what he said was an excellent point. However, in his videos, he doesn't speak on the women doing bad. Continue.
them the pass to do nothing. They've been clowns for years. So there's not a pass I can give. Men like to take that and make women be the blame for why they're acting like that or this and that.
Now, I want y'all to listen to her. I want y'all to listen to all that she has to say and listen to her and how women have come to her and explained their situation and all of that stuff.
Yes, I have been in some relationships and they haven't been good for me. You know, but it's not just me that I'm basing this off of. It's women in every city. I've been on the road every week for 5 years. 5 years. And these women are walking up to me, I mean, like crying. Not even like, oh, he did this, like broke down, souls broke down.
Right.
So as soon as they come towards me, I know the first thing they're going to say, something they man did to them. No, it's never anything good. I rarely hear anything good that a man has done to help a woman become a better woman. I go on the real. I go on what's brought. You all can be like, oh, there is a good man. Yeah, probably 1%. You want to talk about the 1%?
That's different.
You want to talk about a 1%?
But if you're gonna tell the truth,
And he might be gay. He might just be being good to his gay partner.
you got to tell both sides of it. And with that mentality, you're only going to bring in that 99% that you think exists that represents the worst of us. Because let's say a good man does come along. Is that mentality going to attract him and make him want to stay around?
Well, who cares what attracts him? That's not what it's about for me in my life. I pay my own bills right now.
But you're going to...
And there it is. That's the way remember the video where he was talking about getting the women having their own bag and this, that, and the third. Now, I'm allow her to continue and listen to her mindset.
So when you pay your own bills, you're going to think about love differently. So if a man is not willing to show and prove who he is, he's not for me. I'll put up this wall, and if you're not going to climb it, then you need to stay on the other side of it. I'm going to speak and say how I feel. This submission stuff with Fantasia, I'm not submitting to nothing but my bag and my kids and my career. I will submit. There is no submission without a mission. There has to be a mission. These men don't have missions.
You have absolutely no obligation to submit or do anything, but you would be wise to be consistent in what it is that you want. Do you really want a healthy relationship with a man that is good?
Okay.
If that's the case, then you have to create a welcoming space for that. And what
was
you're
possible,
talking about is not welcome.
I've been in a relationship for now 3 years. I knew him for 20. Right?
I feel for this
and
brother
he
on this
was
other side of this microphone.
Why not feel for me? Why are you feeling for him?
Now, do you see how selfish women get when they're talking about their situation? Do you see it? Like, first of all, the brother waited 17 years for you. So why should I feel for you? Like, he watched you in all of these so-called toxic relationships and waited for you, and then after 17 years, you gave him a shot.
Like, I was with somebody, I've been friends with somebody for over 20 years. We get in a relationship, and as soon as things get bad for me health-wise and I'm not as strong, I wasn't brought up like I should have been brought up. I was made to feel even more insecure in the situation. Me as a woman, I have decided that there's years and time within this. There are babies about to be born and everything, so we are working on this relationship. But before we were a couple, I still spoke on these situations. I tell my relationships to the women that come and cry. I let them know mine ain't perfect. I'm not no relationship goals for y'all. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth at all times.
But I think what he's trying to say is, if you want...
Now, is the truth that these men have always come into your life and caused problems? Or is the truth that you possibly could have been caught up so much in your bag that you neglected these men while you were on the road for 5 years, and so on and so forth?
In a relationship, does that attitude create the space in order to accept the good man when he comes along?
It might scare him, but he needs to be scared.
So you want a man to be scared?
Do you understand what I've been saying on all of these videos and all of this stuff? And if you notice, there's been a couple of points where it looks like he's like, oh my God, these are the women that I am fucking defending. Continue.
And like,
not scared. He needs to know what he's getting into. Like we always say, don't pull it out unless you're gonna use it.
I think at the end of the day, women do have a lot of power in those decisions.
Okay.
I think ultimately it's terrible to hear you talk about how these feelings are toxic and you don't think nothing could be done about it. But every day we know what the facts are. We know that men have issues, women have issues, but I think a lot of women have the power, what they deal with and what they tolerate, and I think that can help men be better at the same time.
That's real.
Here's the thing that's, I guess, confusing for me, and I'll say it to both you and Derrick. I believe truly that women have power to motivate men to do whatever they want. Women are the best. Listen to what I'm saying. Women can move a man. First, if you look back through history, women have caused more wars in this earth than anybody. Women control the cards. And the women that play it the best are the gold diggers and whatever. They know how to manipulate men. Women know how to manipulate men.
That ain't there,
to
Frank.
Well, listen to what I'm saying.
He is absolutely right. He is absolutely right, because here's the thing, and what I always say, that a woman has the power to make a man as great as he can possibly be. She can be the motivating factor, or she can have the power to bring out the worst in that man. Continue.
That's a fact.
Wait. I'm not saying that as a conclusion. I'm saying what's confusing for me is women are magical manipulators. They can manipulate situations in men because they get into the emotion of things that men be like tripping about.
Don't even think about.
So what I'm saying is, if women have the power to manipulate, why don't they have the power to change the situation that men
That
do?
ain't it,
That ain't
Frank.
the truth.
Now we're putting the responsibility of who we are on women, and we've done a lot of that. And what I believe is, a woman can't change a man. A woman can't inspire the qualities in a man that he should have had before he even came across her. But what she can do is protect herself. What she can do is make sure she doesn't tolerate it past the point that she realizes he's doing what he's doing.
I don't believe that.
Women can inspire and influence things.
Let me tell you why.
We're amazing, but we not Jesus.
Let me tell you why I don't believe it.
Okay.
Let me tell you why I don't believe it. Because every man that's been out there and has said to himself, oh my God, I love her, I want to marry her, something happened to that man's psyche at that point when he said, I want to marry you. He could have been out here on the street, he could have been doing whatever he wants to do. And then he comes across that one woman that changes everything about his outlook, okay? And then he changes and he gets with that one woman. Now, from that point until it gets to another point where something happens to his psyche where he decides to cheat, that's the area I'm talking about right there. There was a time when the woman had him and he wasn't cheating.
Just because I get a...
And that is that time period. That time period that he is speaking on is the drop off. It's the drop off from when she did the shit to get you, and then the difference is the change. Once you drop off, and there's usually several conversations where he's telling her what it is, telling her how he feel about the situation, and he gets the reaction of, you're a bitch, you feel like a female, you act like a female, you have female tendencies, that kind of shit.
Ring don't mean they wasn't cheating. Men get married and cheat the night before. So you can't put women in control just because you say we're manipulators. We can't. You know how many women would have been manipulated men to not cheat on them?
What I'm
if
saying
it was possible.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying. If I'm a single guy and I'm out here single and I'm playing the field and I'm getting everything I want, why would I marry you? Something happened. You did something. You did something to me to make.
I did something to you
as a woman. You did something.
I did something to you as a man, and you're supposed to be the head of a household. You're supposed to be the head of everything. You're supposed to be the head of a relationship. How can I do anything to you to make you not stand on your 2 feet to have my back?
I'm talking about there was something magical that happened to make that man say.
So do y'all hear how defensive she got? And she started talking before he even finished his statement. And that's what he was speaking on, that magical moment when he changes and goes from, I can do whatever I want to I want to be with you forever. And she couldn't even be quiet long enough to understand what he was saying. And she switched up his whole narrative.
Focus.
Well, give me the magic dust to put on his sausage to make him not go poking.
Let me go to the phones real quick. Big E in Atlanta, what you think?
Man, I think K. Michelle and the other caller is out of their mind. I'm a married man. I had to wake up and listen to these battered women try to justify. These battered women try to justify their bad choices. Sometimes y'all just make bad choices and then y'all try to blame it on all men. I'm a married man, happily married. I've been in the game, watching the game forever. It's like watching K. Michelle. We see you make bad mistakes. We like, why you do that? Then you come on the show and be like, oh man. We like, yo, you just making bad decisions. Just call it what it is. There's a lot of men out here doing the right thing, but women don't.
Now with this caller, again, he's absolutely right. You're on a whole reality show, which is Love and Hip Hop, from time to time, based on the fact that you make bad decisions in men. You make bad decisions. If you didn't make any bad decisions, you would not even get any time on the show.
Want to say, hey, they're doing what they want to do instead of what they need to do at that time.
You don't need no cookie because you married. You don't get a cookie.
They never look at the dude that's the good dude because that's not what they want at the time. But what the good dudes stand on the side like, why don't you want me? Then they get bad and get abused by these dudes out here in the street. Then they come back to the other dude and be like, yo, I've been abused. Just like Kay said, I've been knowing this dude for 20 years. It just took you 20 years to get back to that dude. You went out there and played around.
You know what's crazy? I only watched the first part of this video. So I didn't even get to this point, y'all. So I'm watching it for the first time myself. The back half of it, actually, I watched about 4 minutes of it before I decided I wanted to shoot a video on it. And it's crazy because he's coming back and saying exactly what I said at the beginning of this video. Continue.
What you wanted to do, he been there the whole time.
That's right. That's real. But guess what? He still had a problem. Hey, Big E, what you want? A Happy Meal?
No,
that's what you want. Let me get you to understand.
Now, y'all watch how the attitude come out when she hears something that she doesn't want to hear. This is the difference between what Derrick Jaxn actually does. What Derrick Jaxn actually does is he tells you what you want to hear because it's not going to make you mad and it's going to make you want to hear more. And he's going to pander to go to do other things. Continue.
That one, sir, you don't know me. You need to hold on, Big E. In the first place, your tone shows me that you're not a good man. The way you're talking about these battered women, you need to hold your tone, pull your bass down. Big E, you think you something because you got married. You don't get a cookie for that. You don't get a cookie for marriage, okay? You talking about, it's on TV. This how I get my money. So you don't talk about, I tell you what you need to see. So you don't know what's going on. And what I'm telling you is, men like you, you're not the 1%. From how you talk,
hold on,
you're not the good 1%.
Hold on 1 second. All right, Derrick, go ahead. What you think?
Man, look, I get what she's saying, and I get what he's saying to an extent, a much smaller extent. But in the same way, he's generalizing, everybody up here is being battered because they have very valid experiences. I think in the same way, K. Michelle can't generalize men because she's had some bad experiences that all guys are trash and all of that. Once again, you only going to attract that thing that you're so focused on if that's the only thing that you're materializing and validating out here. So I have a question for K. Michelle. Like, what exactly is a 1%? What does that look like? What is that great guy?
Like Jesus and Obama.
Okay, so with that being said, both of those men are spoken for. Okay.
So you see how ignorant money makes a woman? I want y'all to understand throughout this whole video, do you see how ignorant money can make a woman? Do you see what her answer to that shit was? The President of the United States or Jesus? Continue.
So you have you got every right to believe that there's no other good man except for Jesus and Obama. Okay, cool. But
I see it's better than last time I gave you 2.
But you would be unwise to even pursue a relationship thinking it can be anything other than toxic.
You real.
Because you're saying I only got space for the absolute
They creep me out. They creep me out. Like, they creep me out. The one person that I thought was in that 1%, the one person that I thought was going to have my back, it didn't go down like that.
Holding on to that and defining everything by that one experience.
I was real messed up in the head way before him. He ain't going to take all that responsibility.
That's real. You were messed up.
aliens did that,
So here's the thing. Do you even want to be in a healthy relationship at all?
I don't believe they're possible.
Okay, so you're just going to be single the rest of your life and you're good. And
No,
are you happy with that?
I'm not single. I'm just floating.
Are you happy just floating? Like,
that's the space that you live in. You don't think that you can have a healthy relationship because you've never been in one. That's a problem. Continue.
Truly happy, not for any kind of front.
I'm
really
happy with certain aspects. I'm not overall completely happy. When I find that ultimate peace, that's what I like really try to strive for.
If you're committed to that, that's the only thing that you're ever going to get. And so long as you're at peace with that, I'm good. I can't tell you what to think. But in order to have something else, you got to be open to something else.
I just think all of them are bad. I'd rather stay in the best worst situation because they all messed up.
That's your guard being put up, and you think it's keeping you safe, but really it's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you stuck.
What's it keeping me stuck from?
It's keeping you it's keeping you stuck away from anything that could possibly be different.
So I'm blocking out another offender.
It's like if you were to fail on your dreams, if you were to fail at your career over and over again and say, you know what, if nobody's ever going to love me in my voice, nobody's ever going to appreciate me, guess what? You don't step into that next record exec's office. You don't put that next song out. You don't even try. You don't give it a chance. Therefore, you are committing, you're sealing your fate as never being successful.
But when I speak, it's not just on me. I'm speaking on the women that come to me.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
And you're speaking on one side of a story, because, and what other side of a story that you're gonna hear when your music, of course they're gonna come with some relatable stuff to your music. That's how fucking naive a woman with the bag can be.
See,
what about your daddy?
My daddy, he is my daddy. My daddy is strong. My daddy is brilliant.
Is he in the 1%?
No, Jesus and Obama's in the 1%.
That's my 1%, but I've had men around. And I've had men around.
No, but I'm saying, is your daddy in the 1%?
Well, I want to say he is because he's my daddy.
Okay.
I'll be real to say because he's my daddy.
You know, from the time...
Because that's a man that showed me love.
But I was getting ready to say something to you. What I'm seeing is, in the days we've been spending together, you are a perfectionist.
Very much.
You have done things beyond the imagination to be perfect in every aspect of your life.
Thank you.
Your daddy gave you a bunch of history and a bunch of knowledge. You're a very smart person, went to school to get a psychology degree, the whole night. You are a perfectionist and you have this high level. And what happens is you now have that in the midst of another side of you that wants the hood dude.
No. My dude is not hood.
Not your dude now, but when you came in,
when I came in, I wanted that.
That's what I'm saying. So listen, follow what I'm saying. You got this.
To my diehards who've watched my videos or whatnot, do you remember me telling you getting two things that match? Do you remember me saying you can't expect the married, settled guy from the dope boy? You can't. Listen to what this man is saying.
This perfectionist, and your dad is the epitome of what a black man should be. He ran a damn Black History Museum, right? But then on the side, you want the hood dude. You go out in the street, mess with the hood dude. They totally trash you and break your heart.
Yeah.
Now you're comparing what you want with this high level of expectation to your experience being with these hood dudes. And what Derrick is saying...
No, I dated all type of these men.
No, but you can't, because you're not attracting all type of these men. Because your aura is only going to attract a man that thinks he can deal with you. And that's what Derrick is saying.
Okay.
Your aura is only going to attract a certain... See, women got to understand, you're only going to attract what you put out. So if you want something different, you have to learn within to put out something different.
No, Frank, I don't believe that. I think you...
So if we stop right here, and we almost at the end of the video, y'all. We stop right here. What he's saying is absolutely right. And if Derrick is getting ready to disagree with that, he's going to be absolutely wrong. What he's saying is, you're so hard and so set on what you are that you don't allow space for a person to feel like you can't be soft. You can't be strong enough to be soft for your man. Like, having that hard persona to the world is okay, but a man needs to see that soft side, that soft accepting side of you when he comes in the door, when you come in the door.
think good, bad, or ugly, you're going to attract the good, bad, and ugly.
Look at all the women
Michelle
back here
Obama's
behind
gonna
y'all.
attract everything. It's about what you entertain, what you accept.
Okay.
She just talked about her a little bit earlier, like her dude ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing, but she's still with him. She's entertaining it. She's allowing him to continue to be in her space. You haven't risen the value on your space to make somebody have to earn it by doing more than what the guy who's currently in your life is doing.
All right, y'all. So that's it. And I hope I hope everybody enjoyed the video. I hope everybody enjoyed what I've been saying. And I hope you can go back and look at some of my videos and see how all of the stuff that I say, that I've been saying, applies to what the attitude that you just saw. Show off.